Okay,
him,
here
obviously.
is
There you are.
here. All right.
Is that
So-
after the mission with MJ?
Yes, this is after the S. So ignore the. So I had to
It's
re-edit
Miles'
out.
mom.
But
Hello?
this is the official
Mr.
beginning of episode
It's Rio
15.
Morales.
As you know,
I
I'm
want to
once
thank
again
you
joined
for
by
getting Miles the job at the
father-daughter
shelter.
superhero duo
Glad to.
Brian and
And
Sam.
please call me
Heyo.
Peter. Mr.
And
Parker is probably
we
someone
are
more
playing
together
some
than
more
me.
Spider-Man.
I
This
tell you,
time,
he
instead of
has
them
reservations.
watching
I finally
pre-recorded
gave him a
gameplay,
choice.
they're
There's
watching me
some more
live,
therapy.
so to speak.
He needs this.
Nice.
You know,
He just hates
what
to feel
Twitch
like
was
a victim
originally
or be
before
pitied.
Yeah.
you could do all that
Same
fancy
way.
stuff with your
I'll let
computers
Aunt May
and
know, and I'll
pre-record
make
from
sure
your
I'm there his
computer
first
and
day.
everything, which I
Mhm.
don't
Thank
really
you,
have that
Lieutenant.
luxury, but
This means a lot
you
to
know,
both of
this
us.
counts.
Yeah, sure.
And there's no lag, so it's great.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I can
well,
actually see it without it like having like seconds behind and it being all like jiggly with the screen.
I guess we'll do a side mission since I don't think there are any main missions out. Let's see. Let's check the map. Nope, no side missions. No. I guess we'll do a side mission for now. Oh yeah, there's also the Tombstone on the Move mission, which I think I'll probably do.
Spider-Man! Spider-Man, I could
Well,
really
so
use your help.
since I asked about
Ruby's
being
been missing since the
you know,
Halloween
bored
party.
and having that
Okay,
that
got
sense
a
of
name?
constant
Last
exploration,
known
did you ever
location?
find yourself
His name's Carlos.
too
I ran a
distracted
facial
by the side
recognition
stuff
search
and not
across
want
social
you know,
media.
and then trying to get back
Here,
onto the main
let me
mission
text you what I
difficult or
found.
anything like that?
Smart.
Or
What's
I
your
guess
name?
basically,
Philip Chang.
I'm asking was like
Okay,
the
Philip,
flow of the game
I'll
for
find
me
Carlos.
always seemed to be no matter
If you
what
get
you're
info on
doing,
anyone
it
else
was
who's
always
missing, let me know.
like a progress towards something, whether
Okay, looks like
you know
I need
was
to
the
find
main
the location
mission
in this picture.
as my
I see
my
the
main goal,
Statue
but
of
then
Liberty,
getting
so it's got to be way
you know, the-
south
the
of here. Not
air-
close to the university.
aerial acrobatics or
financial
running
district.
around or something, there was always some sense of accomplishment, no matter what you were doing. Did you feel the same way, Sammy, or no?
A little bit. But I like some
I'm headed to where the
after
picture
like
was
some of the
taken.
more
How recent
heavier
is it?
missions that you do, like that had more emotions and
Nice
like were hard
heuristics.
to
You did
watch.
that facial tracker
Yeah.
Then I would
on
like just mess around for a little bit because I wasn't sure if I was ready to do another mission because I wasn't
If this
sure.
works, you can count on me
Like,
for a
am I gonna
reference.
be more emotional? Like, is this gonna get sadder?
See, I think that's why they did give you those interludes in between
So
and
it's
told
nice
you
to
just go
have
out
a
and
break
Not
between
close
the
to
missions,
ESU.
so it's like not
Oh,
all
yeah.
at once.
Yeah, I think they knew what they had when they did that because in between those heavier missions, you do have that like little interlude, just like go out and swing and explore. It tells you just go enjoy the city for that reason. But
Yeah.
that once again, the flow for this game
Oh, it's amazing.
is pretty similar to what Spider-Man 2 was back in the day.
Oh yeah,
It
no.
does its job and it worked. I mean, look at that. So awesome.
I mean, like it was Spider-Man 2. Well, I know for the PS1 there were those Spider-Man games where you could like go on the ground and everything.
yeah, none of the other ones, other than the Spider-Man 2 for the Xbox and PS2, really had the same level of immersion. I mean, granted, yes, you get to play as Spider-Man and it's a lifelong dream, but the actual feeling of being invested in the character and whether or not you were playing parts of the movie or not, this one took all the best parts of the others, took a few things out that might have made it more quote-unquote realistic, but gave you the complete package. And that's gameplay, the flow, the story, the look,
Oh
the
yeah.
feel,
Oh, yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
And-
I
I mean, look at that! You're running up a freaking
Run!
building, man. Yeah, it's fantastic.
This is like I said. I love this. Is this a? Oh yes, there we go. City Scrambler.
What challenges did you dislike doing the most?
Ooh. Probably it's. I would have to say,
Trees
in
near
my
water.
personal opinion,
The building's probably
it
next to a
would
park.
be the Harry Osborn challenges where you like go on those labs on top of like roofs and everything.
Oh, I forgot
yeah.
about those.
Yeah, the like eco lab
This should
stations
be
and
way
stuff.
south of
Yeah.
ESU.
We all know that Wayne really loved the puzzle stuff. Heritage and everything. Yeah.
Probably the financial district.
Yeah.
All right now, right now I'm like playing a side mission where I have to help find a college guy's buddy somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Okay, oh, I know where exactly. Okay, I know where I'm going now.
Yeah, the only thing for me that ever got really repetitive, and I guess there's only
Like
so
the
much you
spot
could
over there.
you can do because you've got such an expansive world.
Yeah.
Where some of the street crime ones, and stopping the car and stuff, those kind of got repetitive because it was a rinse and repeat. But
students are acting like the
realistically,
ones at
what
the
else can you
Halloween
do? So I'm
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But the general tone of even those, you're still like, I am a superhero. I'm beating the hell out of these guys. It even though the look and the feel was always the same on some of those, it still adds to the overall feeling and tone of this game. I can't sing its praises enough across the board. And then you add the DLC into it, which, yeah, it was more of the same, but different because the guys were different. Like, you had Sable's army out there and some of the AIM guys, and it just got better if you get, I don't want to say got better if you got past certain things, but if you took it for what it was and you still had that sense of immersion and feeling, even these silly side missions and stuff, chasing pigeons down or drones or whatever.
That's the last of them.
Get them pigeons.
Great. Yeah, but it's great. It's the closest thing to actually
But,
getting in the
like-
suit.
But
and running
I
around.
love the feeling of immersion in this game. A game that came out 5
What
years ago
happened?
now.
Yeah.
Everything was fine,
Like-
and then
A game
So
like
much
this
anger.
coming out for the
think
PS4,
straight.
and remind you, the
It's
PS4
over
had been
now.
out for 5 years already
Well,
at the
I'd
time.
stay off
Yeah.
the internet for a while.
Like, you wouldn't expect a game like this to run so well for a system that was already 5 years old.
Well, okay, so as far as like the hardware limitations and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff,
sorry.
you
My
could
bus
draw a
broke
parallel
down
to
and,
like
there were
say,
no cabs.
look at
But I'll
Donkey
be there
Kong
as soon as
Country
I
or
can.
Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo, as opposed to the first couple games that came out on it.
I mean,
When you get to the end of the life, people are just figuring out what it can do and how to push it to its maximum right at the end of its lifespan. So, it is
oh
a
yeah,
thing.
no, Donkey Kong Country Returns and Super Mario RPG for
Yeah.
the time.
But they were at the end of that machine's
Yeah,
lifespan.
oh yeah,
that's
they
what
were,
I'm
they
getting
were,
at.
yeah, they were at the end of
She
that
was doing
era
this in
of like,
person
hey,
the first time I caught her.
I think what
Or
Donkey
did
Kong
she
Country
catch
came
me?
out in 90.
This can't just be
5?
some elaborate flirtation.
Somewhere around in
Hasn't she
there.
heard of
But all I'm
dating
getting
apps?
at, those look at it
She's up to
graphically and
something.
control and music and all that stuff as opposed to some of the first, few years of release. So, I mean, it's not a direct one-to-one, but what I'm saying is, you can accomplish a lot with certain things if you get the right people in there and can take advantage of
Oh,
it. And this
wait.
is an example of that. Like, yeah, 5
it
years
is.
in, they're just now tapping what the damn thing was
It's Ty
capable of.
Stone's place.
Which
You're
is
full of
why I'm kind of glad
priceless
that Sony's
You're playing with
kind of
fire,
stretched out
Felicia.
their generations and
Guess that's how
learned
you
their
roll.
Oh
lesson.
no, but I feel like,
Yeah.
and some people were pointing out with Resident Evil 4 Remastered because it's also coming out for the PS4 and Xbox as well. Like there's like gameplay see where for the PS4 version, if you're looking at a wall, like the wall is so low res, like one portion of the wall.
It has to be because it's not, rendering in the 4K and some of the other native stuff like the next gens are. But that's also something that was developed with a native format that the older machines can't. I'm just talking about something that was developed before even the PS5 had come out, and it's like not at the end, but later on in that thing's lifespan, and this is what we got. It's great. I mean, the lighting, the reflection off the surfaces, the physics. Look at you get bumped by a car. Like,
Oh.
get away from the truck.
I got distracted by my phone. Oh, wait, there's a backpack here.
I like how they
Yeah.
honk at you when you just stand in the
Mhm.
way.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I got distracted by a backpack.
That's
Oh, wheat
Alright.
cake recipe.
Oh, his favorite.
no, that's what I'm saying. Little stuff like that. Just stand in the middle of the
crime.
room and looking up.
Ah.
And, oh wait. Yeah.
Demon Hostage Civic Center. Dang it. Yeah, there's always something to do in this game. Like,
Even if it's nothing, it's
I
still
mean,
fun.
I mean, look at
Oh,
look
yeah.
at look at the Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man game to come out for PS2 based off the first movie. Like, they added stuff in that game. You weren't just like doing stuff from the movie. You're also fighting characters that weren't even in the movie, like Shocker in the subway.
Yeah. Well, part of that, just trying to recreate a comic and the movie adaptation, and and Spider-Man 2 was loosely based on the plot too, because there's only so much you can do. I don't want to play through the movie that I just watched. I mean, to
I'll
get in that
just
universe,
go
but
watch the movie at that point.
yeah. So that's why the first one was like that, and then 2 was just giving you Manhattan to play around with in that
Speaking of criminals,
universe. Yeah, get him.
Show
Yeah,
me
no,
class
like-
moves.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Ah,
Oh!
yeah.
I
Oh,
forgot.
no!
I keep on getting to press the down button for kill myself up.
Well, I think I had one of the suit powers that auto did it because I kept doing the same thing. It's like, how the hell did I die? I was whooping their ass, and it's like, oh, I forgot to.
Taking hostage on a tourist.
Did you die a lot when you
That's a New
first
York
played
reality
through the
tour for
game?
you.
Who, me or
It wasn't
or-
until some of the
both.
it wasn't until some of the combat challenges for me.
the first time I played this game, and so when I bought my PS4, it came with Spider-Man. I bought the Spider-Man edition for PS4.
Oh, okay. So that was the pro then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
$400. No,
Yeah.
$300 in that range.
Yep.
Because it was a PS4 Pro, you know, just like when PlayStation 2 did the small compact consoles that looked paper thin. If Brian knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's the slim. I've got one, and I've got the old one too. Yeah. Well, part of that was just get
Hi,
more
guys.
for to charge less. Yep. Kick
Hey.
that. Get that big guy out of there.
Throw him off the building.
Oh, I
That
actually
whip bomb
shot.
like that. It's great.
I
Yeah, you
shot-
stuck him.
I shot a lot of them off the building.
Kind of rude you
Oh,
didn't.
look at
Yeah.
1, 2,
Oh my goodness.
3,
Yeah.
1, 2 bad
Yeah,
guys,
look at
3 bad guys,
But and not a fatality in the
great.
bunch.
That's hilarious.
Okay, I wasn't expecting. See, I love the details of this game. Like,
I don't know how long they're persistent for. I don't think they stay there for like terribly
Oh,
long.
no.
Like if you went back, they might already be gone.
oh, I'm sure. Like, I feel bad for ever like the place like Spiderweb's where. All right, boys, get the chopper out. We got some guys to get off a building. And then also question how strong are Peter's webs? Like, are they strong as like as an orb weaver's webs, or
Well,
I'm not trying to bring logic into this.
the relate. Well, that gets highly discussed.
As soon as I jumped on the building, he fell backwards.
It's
Surprise!
supposed to be the equivalent to like a high tensile strength steel cable, like bridge cable and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
it's
kinda
also
like,
as strong as the plot needs it to be, or as weak
So-
as the plot needs it to be.
so kind of like in Superman, either Superman 2 or 3, where that scene where Lex Luthor and his underling are in the museum, and Superman's strand of hair is holding up like a 1,000-pound weight.
Yeah, it's whatever it needs to be. That's all.
Like,
You just
and then
gotta
the
love
same
it
thing
when
with how
the
long-
plot needs it.
Yeah, and then same thing with how long the webs stay back. I mean, I know there was a contract with Damage Control to go clean them up, but apparently, I think we talked about it before, how they're supposed to dissolve after so long, because otherwise, Manhattan would look like a
frat house.
or a tunnel. Was it the trapdoor spider tunnel? You know, it'd just
Oh.
be covered. It
Oh
would be
yeah.
so thick. But yeah, they had talked about that in the comics at one point.
That would be
Oh,
kind of
so they-
disturbing
so
to see.
they brought logic into the comic.
You kind of have to, because you know eventually somebody's gonna ask like, okay, if this guy's swinging around, they're just everywhere.
Wouldn't
and-
that be creepy
Hey,
to see like a
sorry I'm late.
whole city just
Morning,
covered in
Parker.
Oh, it'd be
spiderwebs?
horror. It'd be horrifying. But
believe.
think about it though too. The native bird population would probably get decimated because they'd fly into it without meaning to. And,
Check the neurosensors, would you?
You know.
We need a faster response.
right?
time.
Think about it. You got
Morning.
all these webs between buildings hanging
Try
off
to
of
get
Them poor
flagpoles,
pigeons.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
at least you
pigeons.
catch the pigeons though.
seagulls.
Oh, one of my so this is one of my favorite puzzles. I have to like get it to 3 ms.
Okay,
Oh,
looks like
oh,
I
yeah.
could optimize this power relay.
Come on, you can do it.
Okay, this one I know how to do. God of War Ragnarok. I almost wanted to say Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I got it, Doc. 2.8
Well, I mean,
milliseconds.
even this one isn't 100% open
Good
world.
work,
You know,
Peter.
you're still limited
To
by
where you can go.
yeah, but just cleverly hidden. You know, the water, getting off the island, stuff like that. But who cares? It's still
oh, yeah.
big enough.
Oh yes. So,
So actually, I wanted to bring this part up. What are your thoughts on auto controlling the arms and everything through that cap of his?
Well, as opposed to what, like, say, the comic origins or the other movies and stuff,
Yeah.
it's modernized. It makes a lot more sense.
oh yeah.
I mean, in the
And-
2002 or the Spider-Man sequel, Octavius had like the things attached to his spine. He was using his brain waves.
Yeah, and so
I feel like if it's on his head, that makes way more sense than it being on his
It's-
spine.
Well, it was attached to his spinal cord, his spinal cord, which would be attached to like his brain, the brain stem that's connected to it. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
I just
this
feel
is-
like it being on your head is just way more sense. But
Oh,
that's
yeah,
just me.
oh.
the
Who
way
needs logic?
the way this one's presented, and it being like a telemetry suit and all that kind of stuff, I think works, especially
And-
within the
Oh, yeah.
confines of the story.
Oh yeah, and I mean,
More sense.
look, and he's using so much brain activity that it's
Yeah.
gonna cause him stress.
Yeah, I think it works.
Oh yeah.
I call
I
that
mean,
mouse
I know
And
he like
you gotta
he's
modernize
suffering-
it.
Unbelievable.
I know, like in the game, he's suffering from some kind of like brain. He doesn't want to let it go.
Do you need some help?
Well, unlimited
Yes.
power and control and all that kind of stuff. Sure, why would you?
And also the way he's been treated and stuff is like.
Oh, I know, like in the game, like I mentioned, he has some kind of
Doctor,
illness.
what's going on?
I think.
Yeah,
it's
and
become
then
that
to find
obvious.
out that you're not frail and weak and you can control this kind of stuff with your
My
with your
doctors
brain.
call it a
Plus, he's a
degenerative
scientist, so he's
neurological
already
disorder.
already
So
gonna be a
in-
little egocentric.
In the game, it's
Probably
not the
caused by
arms that's
overexposure
like
to
doing it
toxic
to him, right? It's
chemicals in
just
my
himself that
reckless-
just
Yeah.
like corrupted himself.
It's
Yeah.
not,
Is there
unlike
anything I can
unlike the
You already are.
the
worst part
the Spider-Man
is
sequel
it
where
only
the
affects
arms
the
were controlling
muscles.
him. He's controlling.
The mind can.
Oh, so he's in full control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't an
Okay.
AI
Can no
that took
longer
him
do.
over. It was communication. Yeah, he just kind of.
It's been a while since I've.
You're the only one who knows, Peter.
Well, yeah, if you watch
But
the
the game-
Spider-Man
I'd like to
sequel,
keep
which
it
we
that
will
way.
eventually be talking about later on
course.
the channel, I will
if
probably
you-
do a comparison between this
Like to seek a
Octavius
position with more of
with,
a future.
yeah.
I came here to work for you.
For
because
how
of
you
what
need
got
to
up
handle it
here.
and within
That's not
the
going anywhere.
quote unquote reality of
So neither am I.
the way this world's presented. I don't know how else would you do it, and how would you have it believable?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know like arm prosthetics are a real thing where you can basically make
Oh,
the
Peter,
arms and
before I
everything, like
forget, I read the
I don't know
most
how that-
fascinating article.
I'm
Well, a
still
lot
like,
of them are
possible next steps for the neural
muscular.
interface.
They're tapping
I'll take
into
a
some
look.
of the nerves and
Thanks,
stuff. So I
Doc.
mean, it's not too big of a leap in reality, is what I was going to get at though either. So like I said, for what they're doing,
That's pretty.
and you gotta remember comic logic, and it's all fantastical, but you just take like
Direct
a
interface with the basal
little bit of
ganglia.
science fiction, a little bit of science
Exciting.
fact, and you go forward from there.
I don't know, Doc. You'll
And
need
with
a
having
gallium silk array to make it
A
work. Even then, odds of injury are pretty high.
of basal ganglion
Genius.
stimulation.
Never mind the risks. We'll work
So
It's
it out
brain.
times.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why not? It's untapped, and it's just how cool is that, as opposed to having it be something
That's
external,
pretty sick.
because then it also goes to your
Just right, he'll
character
lose
development
control
though
of
too.
his
You're
motor functions
seeing this
within a
guy's
year.
arc and switch and
If we're
change
not
and
careful.
personal
Intracranial
corruption or however
impact
you
can
want to
make
put
things
it.
even worse.
Going from
Yeah.
a really good guy.
Even
So yeah, I
after
think
his
the little brainwave
personality,
thing
we need to
definitely
proceed carefully.
helps with what we've been talking about with the character development and buying into it, and how the tragedy of the whole thing, and why Peter felt the way he did when he saw him go completely bad. It's like, this is not the guy that I looked up to. He would never have done that, but even the mighty can fall. Not everybody's gonna be
Yep.
It's
perfect.
interesting with villains where it's like to them they're doing the right thing, but to everyone else it's like, oh, you're a terrible person.
I'm sorry,
my
Brian.
God.
Sammy.
But
Whatever.
speaking of Doctor Octopus's arms, I'll start with you, Brian. Which version of Doctor Octavius's arms is your favorite?
Well,
Oh,
it's a tough one. I love the way they're done in this. So
Doc,
because
I'm
Rob's just
sorry,
talking about
my
the game, and I really
aunt
love the
just
way it's
texted.
done. But
No worries, Peter.
to see them for the first time in Spider-Man 2,
Soon as I
and
make our
just the pinchy,
Thanks.
I
I'll be back
don't
in
know,
a few
that was.
hours.
I'd probably still have to say Spider-Man 2, whether the mechanics of how they were operated, none of that made sense. Whatever, who cares? I think that was cool.
I-
Plus their intro in the hospital, that total
Oh,
Sam
that-
Raimi
that-
horror
that-
movie moment was
That
just
was
fantastic.
that's where you saw Sam Raimi. I was about to say the same thing too. I have a cosplay friend who is using pool noodles for the arms. I can't remember what they were using for the clamps, and they're also using googly eyes as rivets.
Sure.
But
Oh, I
they're-
use them all the
they're-
time.
They're in the process of making Dr. Octavius's arms from the Spider-Man 2 movie.
Yeah. And,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, I'd have to say that's probably my favorite. I mean, the comics
Hi, May.
are what they are,
Let me
but
guess,
the
running
that,
late?
that
Nope, I'm actually
for the
on my
first
way
time
now.
seeing something
Have
practical,
you heard from
even though a lot
Miles?
of it was CGI, but
No,
you
but
know,
his
just
mother said he was
for the first
coming,
time
so-
live action.
Good.
Oh yeah.
I'll be there soon.
Even out of all the
Bye.
other games and stuff, that's probably going to be my favorite. Even if it was so diverse and different from what we'd ever seen before, it was just the impact it had, and it's like, man, that is awesome. But the ones in this are just as equally fantastic, and
Oh, yeah.
it's a very close second. But I'd have to go with Spider-Man 2.
I mean, it's like it's made. They look like nanotech arms.
Yeah.
I think the first time I ever heard of Dr. Octopus, I think for myself. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you, Sam. Which version of Dr. Octopus's arms are your favorite?
You've no doubt heard about the riot at Empire State University.
I like how they looked
This is not
in
your
No Way Home,
toxic mix.
and the fact that they could change color and like steal the colors from or the nanotech from Spider-Man's suit.
Oh, so after he stole it, because prior to
Yeah.
that was the Spider-Man 2 one. So okay, so the updated Spider-Man 2 arms. Okay.
I like the updated ones. I mean, the original ones are awesome, but it just made it look cooler in No Way Home. So that's my favorite.
The Spider-Man 2.0 arms.
I'm sure it was great for the actor too, because he didn't have to do practical.
Yeah, exactly. I
No,
just have to
it
stand
was-
here.
He could move.
It was nice seeing the what's his name?
Alfred Molina.
Yep, aka Fiddler on the
Does it
Roof.
seriously take this many guys to rob a teenager?
Yeah. I'm trying to vote which version of that he did. I remember watching the original movie back like 100 years ago with Topol, who we just lost recently. Hans Zarkov from Flash Gordon. R.I.P. the guy. He just died last week or week before.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
I love the electricity.
Oh yeah. There's so many of those gadgets that I didn't use on a regular basis.
Oh, it wasn't the gadget.
yeah.
It was the electrical box.
Yeah, but I'm just saying some of the ones where you could like do the electricity through the
Oh,
webs
yeah.
and stuff.
You
There's
heard?
a lot of them I didn't really use. I got like my favorites and just kind of never deviated from it because it's like if it works, I'm gonna stick with
You're
it.
the
Look at
amazing
Miles.
Spider-Man.
I love his shirt, and I think this is also the
Spider-Man.
first. This is
A few other
the
choice
level where we
adjectives
get to play as
Jameson
Miles
uses.
trying to
Look,
sneak
That was really brave.
through the
Next time, leave the fighting pros.
Sable checkpoints.
You know,
Okay,
I
but
really
what if
hated
there
the
aren't any
idea
around?
of Miles Morales, and then
Well,
I
you can't
played
just
the
go
game
swinging at
and
someone
say, "Oh,
twice your
he's not that
size.
bad."
So
I
the
mean,
game
don't get me
changed your
wrong.
mind.
Oh
I fight
yeah,
guys stronger than me all the
100%.
time,
It's like
but
you
when
a
I
cool
do it, I
dude.
have- oh,
That
like
and
that
Into
time
the
you fought
Spider
right
Verse
on the
helped
Brooklyn
that a
Bridge?
lot too.
Oh yeah, no, that was.
Perfect example.
This is
The other
actually the
guy's
first.
bigger,
I mean, I've heard about
you gotta be
Miles
quicker.
Morales like in the comics,
Okay.
like the many different
But
variations
that's-
where
it's
in one of the
easy for you
comics
to
his,
say,
his
sorry,
mom and
I
dad
just
get
can't do what you
killed
do.
by I think Kingpin or something.
Yeah.
Alright,
And it's
put 'em up.
not like anything to do with the skin color because I've had that argument with people. It's just like, you know, I have my certain Spider-Man that I like, and it's
First
like I
thing.
don't want. I don't want
It's
someone else.
it's just
Don't let the
it's just the
adrenaline
character itself. Is
Breathe
you know I
slow.
get it.
Yeah, it's like I
Breathe
don't
deep.
want someone new.
Relax.
We don't hate on
Square
here
your
or
opponent.
anything, but like everyone has their everyone
make the
has
first
their
move.
you know
I use
preferences.
Yeah, it's just what you
Spider-Man. They go
used
off
to and
balance.
stuff. But
Well,
yeah, I like
Yeah,
it now. It's great.
I had the
Yeah.
same issue with
Yeah,
Spider-Man
that's it.
2099 when it
Only this
premiered
time?
because
Oh.
that's not my Peter Parker.
Right
Blah
Yeah.
blah blah. It had nothing to do with him being Hispanic because you know Sam and I are both
Sorry.
Hispanic, and
No,
it was
no.
like
Yeah.
it had nothing to do with that.
It's all
It was
good.
just such a, oh my god, like we
What
were
was-
talking
It's
last
so
night,
different.
it's like, why are you changing everything? But
Lesson's over.
I don't,
Gotta go.
ultimately don't
Hey,
care. But it was just the initial shock. I was like, this
Bros.
doesn't look or feel right,
Anytime.
and it was
That's why I like the Spider-Verse because it can represent so many more people now.
yeah. And
which I
I've
think
got
is
the first
awesome.
issue of Spider-Man 2099. You know,
That-
I bought the first 10, I think.
The
But-
first time I ever heard of Spider-Man 2099 was the Xbox 360 game Shattered Dimensions,
Oh yeah, that was a good one. I have
where
that
you got to
floating
play
around
as
somewhere,
like
too.
is that the one where you get to play as like the different Spider-Man, or is that
Yeah.
or am I thinking of the one
I
where
just met Spider-Man.
Well, Shattered Dimensions was the multiple Spider-Man, and there was the Ultimate Alliance and all
totally
that
forgot.
stuff, which had everybody in there. But yeah, I was just saying, you know, sometimes the initial change was a big shock, and I know they're trying to stay away from the mainline stories and stuff, and that's why, you know. But now that you got like Silk and you know, you had Spider-Girl and stuff, it was just, I guess, a personal thing. And I kind of felt the same way about Miles too, but I will have to go with Sam that the Into the Spider-Verse and the game helped.
well, and we'll get to
be a
see
fan,
and
too.
we'll get to see more of what's Spider-Man 2099's name? What is his name? Miguel?
Yeah, Yep.
Yeah.
Miguel Riviera, I think.
I'm not the guy in charge,
y-
okay?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm drawing a complete blank. Was it Vera or was it Diego? Oh, I can't. Oh my god.
But
can't
I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see.
I don't remember.
2099 Spider-Man have more of an appearance in the sequel, unlike the first one where he gets transported back in time to the that one iconic scene that's been made a meme as of late.
It was Miguel O'Hara.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah. I was trying to blink. I was like that. It's like, but yeah. Like I said, when that came out, it was just a huge change. You know, revitalizing the comics and stuff, and weren't too many. But I guess if you go on like go along those lines, like with Fror or Beta Ray Bill or some of the other guys that wear the Thor outfits and stuff. Some of those are such a shock. Yeah, they're such a shock. It's like, how do I deal with this?
Then don't forget when they basically turned Miles Morales into Thor.
Yeah, you know.
And
Maybe I could turn
Harlem
on that Cyrus.
was basically their version of Asgard.
Yeah, well, what I was
Oh,
getting
yeah,
is, I
oh,
guess
yeah,
kind
and-
of like what Myron was saying last night about like, hey, this may be yours, but it's not mine. And
oh yeah.
the initial shock for some of that stuff was kind of hard to get past, but you still have what you like. It's not like they got rid of the character entirely,
Okay, let's see.
unlike what they tried to do with
Now, under the
Superman
gate on the
after the
left,
death of,
or
with the
over the
blue
scaffolding
suit
to the
and
right.
electric powers, and then do the clone thing and.
Oh yeah.
Deal.
I actually watched that. I actually watched an animated Superman film called Superman Doomsday, which it had
Yeah.
multiple versions
Oh,
of
so
Superman.
great. I love
And
that.
then, and then the end you find out, oh, Superman never actually died.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying. They were trying to kill the character off and bring all these other guys in, and that kind of shocked everything. Because it's like, no, if you're gonna do that, have somebody equivalent or adjacent or something, and you're not gonna piss off your entire fan base. See, and Miles is just a good kid, color, race, age notwithstanding, none of that stuff's important.
He's got a good heart. Like I really love
Yeah.
that about his character.
Oh crap.
Oh,
Damn
wait.
I got caught.
Yep.
Miles Morales no longer.
You were spotted. Yeah, see, that's the one thing I also like about these kind of games is like the sneaking aspect. But yeah, no, Miles Morales, he's just your average.
I also didn't know
Yeah.
what Miles Morales' powers were until I played the game and I looked more into it. It's like, oh, you kind of have
Yeah,
awesome
he's-
powers.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cool stuff.
And he's also a teenager, so he doesn't know what his powers are.
A little cooler than Spider-Man at times. Just say.
Well, because you can do different things. They've
And
just
turn
they've up-
invisible.
Yeah, do that shock thing and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the stealth stuff in this one isn't. It's not intended to be a super stealthy game,
Ignore me.
but they handled it all right.
Invisible.
I mean, you were just mentioning that, Wayne. Those levels like that, they're not overly complicated. It's not like playing. Oh gosh, go back to like Splinter Cell or something like that. That's just all about the stealth ops and stuff, or even some of the Hitman games or something. It serves its purpose. It gives you that immersive feeling, but it's not super difficult. Like, how often did you actually get caught doing those missions?
In
Once
what-
or twice, maybe.
And what,
No, in
Splinter-
any of these stealth missions in this one.
Oh, like when I first originally
Oh,
played this,
hey,
I
Mom.
probably got caught once or twice.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh
It-
really?
Yeah.
But mind you, I haven't
almost
played
there.
this game in a while, so like,
Oh, I totally failed all
You
of
said
them.
I did.
I got caught so many times.
Well,
Yeah,
Okay.
And I chose
Sam
this over more
notwithstanding
therapy.
this, what I was-
Hey,
I mean,
hey,
it was
man.
helpful. The guy said
sorry, I got
everyone
what
lives
distracted.
their
I
own
got
way.
distracted by a squirrel.
This
Don't
is
Sure,
good.
they're all over the
criticize me.
place. No, I'm
Oh,
just
no.
saying that
Mom.
they didn't make it overly difficult,
'cause
but
I
it
don't
was
wanna
integral
talk
to the
about it
story.
doesn't mean
It was
go
all
away.
part of the progression. It's a great system. It works, and then the fact that you get to do it with multiple.
I'm
other
walking
people-
here. I'm walking
I
here.
gotta go. I'll call you on my way home.
I'm gonna honk at you.
But oh yeah, I also like stuff like this too.
Yeah, guys just out playing music.
I didn't know there were squirrels. Like, that's funny.
They're everywhere.
I never noticed.
See, they also like the developers also like got New York, Manhattan right because you'll see stuff like this on the streets, under the subway. I mean, minus the glitch where that guy just went through that woman.
Yeah. That
I
does
mean,
happen.
you can't make a game 100% perfect because there's always gonna be glitches.
There's
When you-
been times I got stuck in the roof and I had to like restart the game because I couldn't get unstuck.
That one where like you get caught in that one spot and like your
Yeah.
character's like glitching the hell out.
And you can't get unstuck, so you have
See,
to.
I didn't have
restart the
any
game.
game-breaking glitches on this one.
That was
Miles
the only
Morales,
time
I
it ever
did.
happened. I just had
Okay.
it once.
Whether you lucked out.
It was just funny to watch because it's like he's trying to go through the wall but
Pete.
can't.
Hey, sorry I'm late, man.
Oh, no, I'm just.
No,
glad
all
you're
the
here.
local color stuff's
Alright,
great.
so,
And then when you get to drive the little
What can I do to
spider
help?
bot probe
Why don't you
thingy
start
all
with
over
the-
the
Oh, I
ground.
love that
love
one.
Spider-Bot. I found
Meet
a
few people. You know what?
I
Everybody
tried
loves
looking for the
coffee.
Spider-Bot toy online, like the one he
And I'll
has.
be back in a
The only
little
one I can
while to
find is
check
a
on you,
kid
is that cool?
a kid one
Yeah.
where
Don't
it
worry
was
about
remote
Mr.
control.
Hodges. He
It
doesn't
was like
play
the size
much.
of a small dinner plate,
You sure?
and you can remote control, and it was for meant for kids.
Oh,
Yeah, it looked cool, but trying to find like coffee. Thanks.
Need help?
Not unless you know what the hell a quark is.
It's a subatomic particle. You know, the building block of protons, neutrons, hadrons.
that's at Feast, right?
Subatomic.
Yep.
It fits.
I like Miles'
Good
shirt.
one, kid.
I like it too. I like how also Miles is like a smart kid too.
Ah, hell. Damn hunk of
Oh
junk.
yeah.
Oh,
you were-
oh yeah.
You
Well,
mind
it's a
if I take
parallel.
look?
You know, I mean,
Huh?
if it happened once, it can happen
Oh, we have a
again.
couple of
And
CRTs at
you know,
school. I know how to fix
updating
these
the
things.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's
what?
just
No,
put a little
no,
bit more
it's just-
realism into it. It doesn't have to be for the same origin. You know, that
Smacking
Spider
the TV
42
doesn't make it work.
Or
Yeah, violence and
it'll be a loose
technology
coax cable.
go together really well.
I
Try
mean,
turning it off and on again.
Be my guest.
that doesn't
Huh?
always work.
Smarty pants. Please, go ahead.
Oh, it's funny.
Tributes continue to
Aw.
pour
No,
in
it's
for
so
Officer
sad.
Jefferson Davis, the hero killed in the City Hall bombing.
And almost
as
like in a
reports emerged
good
that
few
he used
iterations
his
of
own
Miles
body
Morales,
to
it's
shield
either his mom
others in
dies,
his
his dad
last
dies, or
moments
both his
of life.
parents die.
Hey, new kid.
Oh,
New
really?
kid here.
Yeah.
Son Miles, as well as brother Aaron.
Poor Miles, man.
Hero.
Well, you got
Needed
to
to be nothing
insert.
heroic except get himself blown
Why
up.
does there
that
always
motivator.
have to have someone die
Nice to
for
meet
a
you,
hero
Miles.
to be made? Like, can
It's-
there just be a hero that's happy?
You may have heard of his
Di-
father,
Well,
Jefferson Davis.
okay, but then if you're already at
Pretty
that
great that even though
point,
he's
what's
got a
your
lot of stuff
personal
going on right now, he
motivation?
decided to come
What's
and
going to
volunteer.
cement your
Don't you think?
position on doing good and
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
that's-
preventing what hurt you from happening to other people and stuff? It's the hero's journey thing. You know, that's just the way it's always going to be.
Well, that's how we
Um,
ended up with an entire
sorry
bat
about your-
family.
Yeah.
And
Don't
the
forget-
spider
that's-
people,
Don't
too.
See
don't
if
don't
anybody's
forget
in
don't
the
forget Bat Cow that was saved from the slaughterhouse.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
bat cow.
Well, okay, so if you took that
Man,
tragic element out of
gotta take
either,
off, but,
you know,
uh,
like Miles
got some
realizing
help
that
for
his
Hi,
good
Miles.
uncle
Nice to see
was a
you.
bad guy,
Oh, grab an apron,
or
yeah.
wash your
you know,
hands,
or
and I'll show
Peter
you
losing
around.
well his parents and Uncle Ben and all that stuff. If you
Peter.
took that element out, what have you got? You've got a couple
Thanks
of
for
idiot
that right
kids, and I don't mean it literally. I'm just saying, you know, just like young impressionable kids with
Yeah.
these fantastical
Almost noon.
powers, no
Sable should be moving Dr.
grounding
Michaels.
in
Better get to the
emotional
Bowery
or
and
moral
locate
stability because like, oh, I can do this, I'm going to. You know, there isn't that just because you can, you doesn't mean that you should, right? There's not that compass
Peter,
isn't solidified no
be
matter what your
careful out
upbringing
there.
is. You know, the entire
Miles
world
told me
just
the
changed
Sable
around.
patrols have been very
So
strict.
having Uncle Ben die, that was his one rock, and it's like because of me, that happened. I cannot allow that to happen again. I have to stay good. I have to, you know, follow this path. Same thing with Miles. Look what happens if you stray too far, and that's that hero's journey. That's the whole impetus for it. But otherwise, yeah, just give it to
That's
somebody
a fair
random out in the
point.
street. What would
Well,
happen?
I mean, look at
They
look
would
at.
probably just go bad, Sammy.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have supervillains.
I mean, look. Well, I mean, look. There is one who did go bad, no matter what. I mean, I would say they're more of a gray area. Jason Todd, Red Hood.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of that wasn't his fault though either, and
No.
he was always an impetuous
Well, he
kid. He was
didn't help himself either.
No, but he was a problem kid to begin with.
I know, and Batman tried to, you know,
Yeah, that whole run, I
And-
voted
and look at
against
it-
him.
and
when they had the,
so you were one of those who decided you were one of those comic book fans, like, yeah, kill him now.
yeah, I still
love
have the
Red Hood.
I still have the 800 number somewhere. That you
Yeah,
had to call in.
I remember that being a thing. How people
Huh?
were not a fan of Jason Todd. So I remember
Oh, really?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
there was a petition.
I'm not a fan of Damian Wayne. I
back,
love Jason.
back in the 80s, after Jason Todd was introduced, nobody liked him. So basically, DC's like, "Hey, you want us to kill him off?" Fans were like, "Yeah, kill him off."
Yeah.
And killed him off. He did.
Well,
Thank
But
goodness.
he got a redemption. Yeah, it was Death in the Family.
Yeah, and was it the third book before they wrote an ending, one ending where he lived, one ending where he died, and they asked for fans